Now today we have a legitimate, low-risk arbitrage trading company. Is that even possible? Yes, it is. They don't pay the high profits that companies like L7 did, but this company, Arbistar, is far more likely to be around in a year's time. They've already been around since May 2018. They're a Spanish company with real offices and real people. You can visit their offices, look at their trading, speak to the CEO. They have an office manager who's dedicated to liaising with us as investors who want to fly out and do whatever due diligence we want. I've spoken to people who've been out there, who visited the offices, seen the trading, spoke to the CEO. So a lot of really good stuff here. Now, the first thing I look for in any company is who is behind it. And with Arbistar, we have great transparency. All the key people are known. We have good digital footprints. And one of the most important guys behind Arbistar is this guy, Victor France. And Victor is the Chief Technology Officer for Arbistar, but he's also the founder of moonshuttle.com. Now this is important because Moonshuttle develops the arbitrage software for Arbistar. Now Moonshuttle is a real pedigree company. They're based in Paris in a business park alongside Google and Amazon. And it's actually very hard to get into this business park. They've got 75 employees, a very serious software development company. So a well-established pedigree software company. Now Victor and another guy called Diego Philippe founded Arbistar in early 2018. And the idea was to sell their arbitrage software and to bring on board regular investors like you and me. Diego is in charge of operations, and neither he nor Victor are marketing guys. They're technical guys. And they wanted their company to be transparent. They showed videos of the trading on Binance and BitMEX. They produced videos of their accounts. So they did all the right things. And importantly, they registered their company on the Spanish island of Tenerife in a highly regulated zone. Now this zone is a low tax zone. And the reason it's important is because you have to meet very high criteria in order to qualify to operate in this zone. Not everyone qualifies, but these guys did. Now, by the end of 2018, they felt they weren't growing fast enough. They needed a marketing guy to help promote their product, someone with a big network and someone experienced in building networks and selling products. So if we go to Arbistar's website and the About Us page, and this is the CEO, Santiago Fuentes. Now, it's interesting to read what they've written about him. So they say that Santi Fuentes is one of the most experienced people in the world of referral marketing, with 30 years of experience. He has led teams of thousands of people with great success. He is also known as team leader the failure of some projects where companies were not transparent and cheated their sales teams. For this reason, he is the ideal person to lead Arbistar 2 because he wants to avoid bad situations and take care of and pamper the sales teams, running a legal and totally real business. From our past success will come our future success as a global project. Now, I think that's an interesting introduction for him. Now, the reason I mentioned failures in the past is because, like most marketing guys who've got a lot of experience like him, 30 years, he was working in the things that were popular at his time. And the things that were popular 10, 20 years ago were rev shares, pyramid schemes, things like that. And they obviously got a really bad name and they collapsed. But his role in those was as an affiliate. So he was just a guy working for a paycheck in the company. He wasn't the decision maker in those companies. Now, one of the companies that he worked for took a big tumble, and that was a Spanish company called Finanzas Forex. And the CEO of that company committed fraud, went to prison for 13 years. His partner went to prison for 3 years. And Santi was an affiliate marketer for that company. Now, he's very open and transparent about that. He regrets ever working for them. But most people don't know what's happening at the top, what the decision makers are doing, where they're investing their money or not investing the money. Anyway, that's why they introduce him like that. Okay, so we have a strong team here. We got a solid company. what about the products? Well, they have two main products. The simplest one is called the Community Bot. So it's an arbitrage trading system that everyone can invest in. And the reason they're calling it the Community Bot is because there's a personal bot as well, so you can have your own bot. But right now we'll just talk about the community one. Now, Arbistar hosts it, and the minimum investment is equivalent to $330. Now, all their prices are in euros because they're in the European Union. So 100 euros is roughly $110. But you can put in whatever you like above $330 up to $50,000. Now, your investment is locked for 60 days, 2 months. And at the end of that 60 days, you get your capital back. And what happens in between? Well, it pays 7 days a week between 0.7% and 1% every day. So given that you get your capital back as well, that's actually very attractive. It works out roughly 22% per month, and everything is paid in Bitcoin. It's really easy to use, fully automatic, nothing complex to do except collect your profit. Now, they operate in 1 week cycles. So whatever profit that you accrue during the week, that gets paid out on a Saturday. They have a feature where you can automatically compound. So on the Saturday, you can either request a withdrawal or automatically compound it again for the next week. Now, withdrawals are a little bit of a pain because you can only withdraw on the first Saturday of each month. So let's say it's the 20th of October. I have, half a Bitcoin in there, whatever I have, and I want to withdraw. I have to put in my withdrawal. You have to specify it in percentages. So I want 100% or 50% of my stack, whatever it is. And then you won't receive that until the first Saturday of the next month of November in this example. So I think that's pretty inflexible, but that's how the system works. So that's the community bot. Now let's look at the personal bot. So the other product they have is the personal bot, and that costs a hefty $5,500. Now they have a kind of special offer going on at the moment, which only runs until the 30th of September, and they call it the VIP package. And basically you get the personal bot and any of the add-ons, like the Forex add-on and any new add-ons that are going to come out. And right now, you get a 2-year license when you buy the personal bot, but the VIP package, it's a lifetime license. Now, what's very attractive about the personal bot is that you're in full control of your finances. With the community bot, you're putting your money into the platform like any of the other investment platforms that you might be in, and they control your funds. But with the personal bot, you're in full control of your own finances because you deposit your crypto in each exchange. So like you might put, say, $1,000 worth of crypto in Bittrex, 1,000 in Poloniex, in Binance, etc. And then you arbitrage between the exchanges. Now, there's various different strategies that they include with the personal bot, but as of September 2019, there is no automatic feature. And from the people I've spoken to, it's quite difficult to set up your strategies right now. Now, they are actively working on simplifying this, but as of September 2019, it's a bit complex. So I'm really keen to see the automatic feature when that comes out. Now, they're bringing out Forex bots, and they've basically got a really long roadmap of products to come, some really exciting ones. And, being able to work in the Forex market is going to be great, as well as the crypto market. But as of right now, I don't recommend the personal bot. From all the people I've spoken to who own the personal bot, a lot of them are finding it really hard to make profit. So basically, the personal bot is immature. I'm very interested in this myself, but I want to see some history with this. I want to see it running for at least a month or two, let other people iron out the little kinks in the program, get some really good strategies running, and then be able to copy those strategies and apply them to the exchanges that I'm keen on. Now, they do support a lot of exchanges, and I really like the idea of this, but it's got to be done right. So my recommendation is just to use the community bot right now. Now, depending on when you're watching this video, if it's before the 30th of September, then you have the option to buy the VIP license. If you believe in the product, if you believe in the company, and you think, you know what, I'm going to save a lot of money by not getting all these add-ons or not having to rebuy this in 2 years. But 2 years is a long time in crypto. A lot can happen. A lot of stuff can come up in 2 years. So let's take a quick look at the website. You can also install the app from the Google Play Store. There doesn't seem to be an iOS version, only an Android version. Okay, so on our dashboard, there's no information here as yet, but you can see that down here where it says today, return on investment, they paid out 0.74%. And this week, 3.33% overall. It finishes on Saturday. I'm making this video on a Thursday. And the monthly return on investment so far is 18.4%, and there's 4 days left in the month. Now, I'll make another video about the bonuses, but if we have a look at products, this is where you do your investment. So, Community Bot, you choose your plan. You can read all the different things in here, but this is the one I'm recommending, Community Bot. You got your terms and conditions, and then you click Pay with Arbistar Pay. So if I click on the Community Bot here, it says that the remaining time before closing cycle is Friday at midnight in Madrid time. Now remember I was saying that they run a 1-week cycle, so that ends on the Friday and begins on the Saturday. So it just shows the profit for the last day. Now this here, streaming, shows the trading that's happening live right now across Bittrex, Kraken, Binance, and other exchanges. Now what you can do, and many people have done this, if you have a Kraken account or a BitMEX account or a Bittrex account, you can go and look at these trades happening at the same time and match them up. You kind of have to be quick and have 2 screens open, but you can do it. Now they do have a card, which is a Union Pay card, so you have to check in your country to see if that's accepted, because Union Pay isn't accepted in every country. And then they have the personal bot. So that's just a quick look at the system. It's actually a very simple system to use, and I'll be making videos talking you through each of the main features. Okay, so now let me sum up my verdict on Arbistar. I like to always start it with the things that I don't like. Now, there's very little that I don't like about this platform. In fact, there's only one thing I can think of, and that's the withdrawals. I like flexibility, and I really don't like that I can only make 1 withdrawal a month, and I don't like that I have to pre-book it instead of just withdrawing what I want. So I have to specify, like 100%, but it's 100% at the moment I make that request, and you can only make 1 request. So anyway, I just think that's a bit stupid and a bit inflexible. Now I can understand why they do it from a cash management and a cash flow perspective, so they can get the money ready in advance and then take it out of the exchanges, make it available for people. I understand all of that, but I still don't like it. So I would love to see them change that. So now for the things I do like. And there's a lot of things I like about this platform. I love transparency. Now I've heard people say in the past that transparency doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything, because some platforms, we know the owners, and yet the company still collapses and disappears. I don't agree with that view. I think transparency is really important. In my view, the more information we know about the owners, the easier it is for us to make an assessment as to whether we want to invest with that company. That's the first thing. And if there is a problem in the future, where the company collapses or there's problems, I want that company to behave in a responsible way. So instead of companies just exit scamming, I want them to refund us, if not in full, as much as is possible in an open and transparent way. I know that might be wishful thinking, but you've got a much better chance of that happening if the owners are transparent. Then it's very hard for them to hide. I think if we have transparency, it dramatically lowers the risk, because these guys are then less likely to just run away at the first sign of a problem. I also like the fact that they built in proof of trading into the website itself. So at any time, you can see what trades are going on, and you can then go to the exchanges and try and cross-reference those trades to match them up. So there's nothing to hide there. I really like that. I like the fact that they're a European company, subject to European laws, with offices we can go and visit. You can phone up the office manager, Laura, make a request to visit the offices and have a meeting with the CEO, and she'll arrange all that for you, and she'll act as a translator. They do it all the time. I love that because it creates accountability. Now, I don't like the personal bots, as I mentioned, because currently they're not in a position to generate a sufficient profit. But the fact that they're actively working on those, bringing in automation, and have a long roadmap of features they're putting into it means that they're looking at this long term. And the fact that Victor is involved with Moon Shuttle behind it, a pedigree software development company, I think that's excellent. Some platforms, they might have one or two developers behind it. We never get to know who they are. Moon Shuttle, big company, lots of developers in a location that you can go and visit. I've seen people visit their offices and interview Victor. So, that's great. Great accountability and a nice pedigree company behind it. Some other companies that we've been looking at recently, they have a hard disk failure. Oh, I forgot to do the backups. Sorry. You've lost 4 days of history. That kind of stuff's ridiculous. Here we have a professional company managing this. And the return is great. 22% a month, roughly. I think that's a really solid return. Now, normally, I would have put the lock-in period as a negative. But if you're going to lock in for a period of time, then I think 60 days is actually a very reasonable duration. Other companies are over 100 days, over 120 days. 60 days is reasonable. So I'm okay with that. And lastly, I love the fact that we get a capital return. Earning something like 0.7% a day with a capital return, that's a really nice position to be in. And the fact that we get our capital back in Bitcoin means we can stack our Bitcoin. We're getting paid our profits in Bitcoin and our capital's back in Bitcoin. It means we don't have to worry about the price. So for example, right now as I'm making this video, the price of Bitcoin has dropped dramatically. But that's irrelevant for when I'm investing in this platform because it's Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. Now, the only relevant part, and it's a very minor thing, is if I only wanted to invest $330, then if Bitcoin was at a higher rate, I'd put in less Bitcoin. But I intend to put in more than that. So for me, that's not a negative. For some people, that might be. So, as you can probably guess, I'm keen on Arbistar. I am investing in it. I'm not investing in the personal bot yet, but I've definitely flagged that for the future. Right now, I'm investing in the community bot, and I'm very pleased to be adding Arbistar to my existing portfolio of low-risk opportunities. So I'll follow this up with an investment video, a withdrawal video eventually. When I'll have to let you know a month in advance when I'm making the withdrawal. But yeah, overall, I really like this company. All right, take care, guys.